When you think about animals that do a lot to help humans and the environment, dogs, horses, even butterflies might come to mind.
Yeah, locally, however, you can make an argument that one particular animal more valuable than it will ever get credit for.
In this KSAT Explains, Justin Horn goes into the cold, dark depths of South Texas to bring to light the importance of bats.
Creepy, gross, frightening. Others might find them cute. Either way, the fact that these flying hunters only come out at night doesn't help the stigma surrounding them. No, they don't suck your blood, and turns out they want nothing to do with you. Now that that's out of the way, let's do some trivia. Bats are A, invertebrates, B, reptiles, C, mammals, or D, birds. Did you get it right? Yep. They are mammals, just like you and me, which means they give birth, usually in maternity roosts inside caves like Bracken Bat Cave, one of the most famous and home to the largest Mexican free-tailed bat colony in the world. And it just so happens to be right outside San Antonio. Mexican free-tailed bats have a long history with our area.
Talking about bats, I can go on for days. So people in the background are time to cut him off.
Fran Hutchins, which, if you've watched KSAT over the years, you've seen him many times before, is about as knowledgeable about bats as it gets.
I probably mumble about it in my sleep.
Speaking of which, that's when bats are at their best.
Yeah, they're kind of like teenagers. They're up all night, sleep during the day, and smell bad.
When it's dark, that's when the party starts, and all they do is eat.
They are the biggest nighttime bug eater that we have here in Texas. So for example, a Bracken Cave, that colony of bats is eating over 150 tons of bugs at night. That's like 280,000 Whataburgers in food each night.
Now those are terms us Texans can understand, and that Whataburger-sized collection of bugs is a farmer's dream come true.
For all the insects they're eating, it prevents crop damage, and we don't have to spray pesticides on our crops, all those kind of things. So they're just a significant benefit to our local farmers.
They can travel 60 miles foraging for food and fly at altitudes of 10,000 feet.
There has long been a stigma around bats, but in the last several years, we've come to embrace them here in South Texas. It's taken years of education and convincing South Texans that these bats are indeed important.
That acceptance didn't exist just a few decades ago. Did you know that thousands of bats were going to be used as expendable weapons in World War II? We covered this in a recent story about bat bombs. There's an exhibit explaining the whole thing in Bernie. Long story short, the military spent $2 million on a project that would place thousands of bats with incendiary devices strapped to their backs inside a bomb. That bomb was to be dropped on Japan with the hopes of catching buildings on fire.
How close did it get to being deployed?
Well, spending $2 million, I think they were pretty serious, and they had a lot of people working on it.
It didn't end up going forward, but it does underscore just how far we've come in our appreciation for these creatures. These days, we even have a brewery named in their honor. The free-tailed bat, which is the most common bat in our area, truly is fascinating. They live in colonies, some of which are male-only bachelor colonies.
So the males will go to these bachelor colonies, and it'll just be the males hanging out.
Meantime, the moms are doing work.
So the mothers are going to be nursing the babies here around mid-June when they start having them.
It's estimated that baby Mexican free-tailed bats roost in densities of up to 500 babies per square foot. Incredibly, mother bats are able to find their own babies amongst thousands of pups by using their sense of smell and hearing. In some cases, like with Bracken, the colonies are so big they can be seen on radars in the evening when they leave to hunt for food. And sometimes in the mornings, too, when they fly back into the caves. You'll see KSAT meteorologists pointed out on authority radar from time to time. Recently, I was given the rare opportunity to rappel down into the Devil's Sinkhole, another important South Texas bat roosting spot. Hutchins was there to conduct important research. The population here has inexplicably dropped.
They just may have moved to where there's a better food source. We just don't know, but it's something we're investigating.
That could be because of drought.
We put a data logger in there that records temperature and humidity every hour.
What they hope it's not is white nose syndrome.
We also will swab the substrate, looking to see if there's any evidence of Pseudomyces destructions fungus, which is what causes white nose syndrome. So we're looking for that as well.
Thankfully, none was found inside Devil's Sinkhole, but it does remain a problem across the state.
This cold-loving fungus is affecting our hibernating bats. So when these bats go into these caves to sleep through the winter, when it's really freezing cold outside, the fungus grows on them. It's an irritant, wakes them up, kind of messes up their hibernation cycle. And when they wake up, they use more energy to do that. They burn off their fat reserves and they end up starving to death.
And no one wants that. These misunderstood creatures are what draw people from across the world to places like Bracken Bat Cave and the Devil's Sinkhole. Their emergence and return is a sight to behold.
There was this 10-foot diameter tube of bats coming out of a cloud about 200 feet up, just hurtling. When they got right above the sinkhole, they flared their wings, they just poured in. We're out here for 2 hours and it never stopped.
Andrew Barnaby has been a guide at the Devil's Sinkhole for decades, and he'll tell you talking to onlookers about bats never gets old.
You know, bats have such a horrible reputation, you know. Of course, they can scare you in the night, but they're the sweetest, kindest little creatures. And the Mexican free-tail is just astonishing. You know, it's weighs what, 3 nickels weigh. It flies 100 miles an hour.
The fastest mammal on Earth. Just one more reason why the bats are so fascinating. Bottom line, we need these bats to thrive. Next time you itch your arm and curse the mosquito that bit you, know that without bats, we'd be itching a lot more. For KSAT Explains, I'm meteorologist Justin Horn.
Okay, I learned a lot there.
Yeah.
Bat bombs, bat
Yeah.
Whataburger.
Obviously, Justin did his research. He wasn't just bat winging it there.
Heyo! You can watch all these KSAT Explains episodes on KSAT Plus or KSAT.com. Our full library is available for free. Just scan this QR code. You can access all the stories there.